Okay, this is the discussion towards chapter 1 of The Devil We Know by Robert Bayer. I'm going to ask question number 1 to whoever wants to answer this. How do you feel about the demonstrations of President Bush and how the one demonstrator responded to the author, Robert Bayer? He said, "How can I get an American visa?"
The demonstrators show hypocritical beliefs because he was incorporating towards the demonstrations against or towards President Bush, yet she wanted to get an American visa.
Okay. All right, question number 2. How do you feel about the old marriage practice or pleasure marriage or sanctioned prostitution that some Iranians practice?
Oh, I don't agree with this because these the contracts they have for marriage for 2 days or maybe weeks, it's a kind of prostitution, and I think it's not our culture isn't in favor of this, so I'm totally against it because I don't think it's good for a woman to just be married for 2 weeks just to satisfy sexual needs of the husband. I think it should be considered rape or maybe prostitution.
All right. Question number 3. With respect to your personal religious beliefs, what reaction do you have towards the fact that there are more same-sex operations in Iran than in any other country in the world? I'll answer this one. I think that same-sex operations aren't bad according to each person's own beliefs, but I think that if there are more same-sex operations in Iran than anywhere else, it's basically making the culture be transgender friendly and therefore just adapting to the modern world of transgendered coming out to the surface. Personally, with my religious beliefs, I do not believe that this is okay. My religious beliefs they condone same-sex operations. To say thank you. Number 4. Do you think it is fair for the Iranians to fingerprint Americans just because the United States began to fingerprint Iranians who visited?
Okay, I don't I don't agree with this because the United States have been doing this with every other country in the world. I mean, Mexicans when they go to an American airport, you have to get your your fingertips.
So, adding to my question, is it even useful to them, or are they using an eye for an eye type of method?
I that's exactly what I was gonna say because I think this is just a revenge because they felt oppressed or maybe they felt some kind of racism towards them or discrimination, and I think they took it personally. But in my opinion, it's a practice that has been done by the Americans for a long time towards every other civilization. So I don't think it's unfair for Iranians. I just think it's something normal, and they should just get along with it.
Okay. Okay, now 5th question. Okay, regarding Navatia and the school built there for the new generation of suicide bombers, do you think it is just for teenagers to be instituted in such a school?
No, because it's not fair for them to commit suicide or that's it.
Well, I can compliment this question. I don't think it's fair for the children to think that their parents did something that was correct, and I don't think that killing yourself for war or maybe religion. I don't think it's something good for children, and they're setting this example, and they put their fathers as saints, and I don't think it's correct for the new generations because in the world we are living today, we are very open minded, and this shouldn't be glorified.
All right, last question. Do you think the United States should have foreseen Shalabi's motives in order to avoid Iran taking over Iraq? I can answer this question. I think that the United States should have foreseen this, and it would have avoided a lot of chaos and war in this future that we have now. The United States has a very great center of intelligence, so I think they should have foreseen this. They should have done their own investigation instead of just just relying on one person's opinion or information. Like the book says, the United States has a lot of misconceptions towards Iraq and Iran, so they need to be more well informed in order to avoid this kind of incidents from occurring ever again. Okay, and that's the end of the discussion for chapter 1. Thank you.